Hey fam, hey people. A couple of days ago, I ate three. I had this like for 4 days. I ate chicken breast with butter and oil and parsley. And on the side, I cooked pasta. It was hard pasta, not soft pasta, hard pasta. Little curly ones, curly pasta. And I put cold marinara sauce on the hot pasta. And then I put parsley on the pasta alone. So I had parsley marinara pasta and 3 cooked chicken breasts with butter, with parsley and salt and oil. I poured the oil on top after. It was a little bit too oily, but later when I refrigerated it, it came out. It was fine. That was the best chicken I ever cooked. Right now, I got more chicken in the fridge. So I'm going to make some eggs right now. But I didn't film the procedure, but I took pictures of the chicken and the pasta. And it was so good. I could eat that. But now I'm going to make eggs. I didn't eat protein for a full day. For a full day, I didn't eat protein. Yesterday, I had a cheese. I had spent a full day at the bank. So I had to close one account, go to a new bank. Full day at the banks. And all I ate, it was so stressful. All I drank was water for like 8 hours. And then I bought a cheese Danish and I couldn't even finish a cheese Danish. I ate the cheese Danish at nighttime. $4 cheese Danish. And then I fell asleep. And this morning, for the first 5 hours, I woke up 7 a.m. It's now noon. For the first 5 hours, I didn't eat anything except for some snacks and some popcorn. My popcorn. And I bought The Mandalorian and Grogu. So I might watch. It's a very good show. Watching that right now. Other movies in 2026 include Michael, Spider-Man Brand New Day, The Odyssey, and The Avengers. Those are my films for 2026. Yeah. Then you got Toy Story 5 and some Disney shows. Yeah. Saving money. Yeah. Some more lights. Saving money. So what do I got here? I got my pan. Gonna put some oil in it. And these eggs, I got 8 eggs left in the box, so I'm just gonna throw all 8 in, especially because I didn't eat protein for a long time, which means we need enough oil, even more oil. But the thing is, when you put too much oil, it tastes oily. When you put too much oil, it tastes oily. But for eggs, they need the oil because they get stuck to the pan. So you saw how much oil I put. I put enough amount of oil. But 8 eggs. So I'm an expert cook, bro. I'm patient. But I'm quick. I'm quick and patient. These are the eggs. There's a nutrition label. Like I said, there's another pack in there with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times 4, 24. So 2 dozen eggs. Got another pack. These are the older eggs. So I'm going to just throw all 8 in. And then got my cheesies. These are the best cheese slices in the world, bro. Cheese slices, going to put 1 of each. And then to top it off, we're going to put cold blueberries. And for the seasoning, this time I started using Parsley. No thyme, no basil. Parsley. It's a good time. Switch it up. So let's crack the eggs, and then I got my little dollar juices. The juices are $1. You buy 10 of them, $10. And they're we call this goose de sock. It means thick juice. Thick juice. I'm gonna drink some right now. There's peach and mango. This is the best shit in the world. Del Monte. This is the best, bro. This is so good. You got Tropicana. You got all this other types of juice and whatever, bro. Just get this. $1. $1. This, you can't beat this. It's like drugs. Alright, let's crack the eggs. And we're going to put salt in as well. Once again, the yolks are orange. The best cooks are in Cuba. When you go to the Cuban restaurant in Cuba and the hotels, because their main source of wealth in Cuba is hospitality. They still live in communism, so they don't really have large corporations or enterprises. So everybody there works in hospitality, and it either works in services at the hotel or singers and dancers, which also work for entertainment at the hotels. And for the business, they export some food and stuff and cigars. My kind of place. Cohiba, Romeo and Juliet, Monte Cristo. Best cigar in the world, Monte Cristo. Large tube Monte Cristo. You can buy them like in a box, but if you buy the ones that come individually in a tube, and the size of the cigar has different flavors. So if you buy the large, generally the larger the cigar, the better the flavor. So you buy the large, and the Monte Cristo, it's like back 10 years ago, I would say it was $32 Canadian per one cigar. Or was it 16? I think it was $32 for one cigar. You buy two cigars, $60. And they come individually. You buy them one in the tube. But holy shit, bro. Sometimes you get the Romeo and Juliet and you get the smaller ones as well. But this one, the best cigar in the world, Monte Cristo. Ooh, my favorite book, by the way, as well. It's a 1,400-page book. Oh, I need more eggs. So like I said, the best chefs are in Cuba, and I'm a chef. Also, the writer Ernest Hemingway, which I believe is he American, he spent a lot of time in Cuba, and that's where he wrote his famous best book, The Old Man and the Sea. And there was an old man going fishing in a storm, small boat, and he was fighting with swordfish. And he catches the swordfish, and then he finally battles it. He's jumping around the boat and whatever. He finally catches the swordfish, and then he's bringing the swordfish home. It's in the water, and the sharks come, and the sharks start eating the swordfish. Yeah, that's The Old Man and the Sea. Check out these eggs. Remember, I got a nice layer of oil on the bottom. 8 eggs. This is going to be a fun time. Parsley, salt, cheese. And I always got to add cheese, because if you don't add cheese to your eggs, it gets really stale. It gets really lame. So you got to add cheese to your eggs. I know it's not kosher. Or it might be kosher, because kosher says separate meat and dairy. It doesn't say separate eggs and dairy. Eggs are part of dairy, or something like that. You got your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 orange eggs. And eggs are so quick to make. Now, first thing we're gonna do. Where's my salt? My salt. Salt it up. Now, one thing I learned about salt, I used to put so much salt in everything, and I realized you don't need that much salt. You know, the flavor is the flavor. You got seasoning, you got pepper, you got, some people eat like food without salt, just pepper. That's what bodybuilders do to not retain water or whatever. So eat pepper. So you don't need that much salt. You got cheese, you got meat, you got eggs. They all have their own flavor. Now, if you're eating like potatoes and rice, they need salt. But for main meals like salmon, fish, eggs, turkey, chicken, beef, steak, some salt is good, but you don't want to overdo it. So I'm gonna put a decent amount of salt, but don't worry if you're on the lower end. If you're on the lower end of salt, you know what I'm saying? Don't worry if you undershoot it a bit. So, but I know I still like a decent amount, and that's all you really need. That's all there is to it. Cheese, and now like for me, it's the order that I put on the ingredients, like how far it's done cooking before I start throwing other crap. That's a part of cooking. Like, you gotta time stuff. You gotta time it well. But with cheese, eggs don't cook for a long time, and cheese takes a pretty decent amount of time to melt. So you could just put your cheese on right away. Because eggs cook so quickly, and by the time the pan heats up even to start cooking the cheese, the eggs are going to be cooked. So just put on the cheddar cheese. I put on 1 cheddar and 1 Swiss. When I was younger, I used to just eat mozzarella. Now I like cheddar and Swiss. And you got all the other kinds of cheese as well. Another piece of Swiss cheese. Another piece of Swiss cheese. And you always break it up, because if you don't break up your cheese, it's going to be really stringy. Well, not in the eggs, but like on a steak sandwich or something. The eggs are really cheesy. I mean, the cheese is really melted. And you end up like gonna choke on the goddamn cheese. So just put in your cheeses, rip them into shreds. And eggs is still my best meal. My second best meal is chicken, because chicken is so easy to cook. All you do is you don't do anything to it. You just put it on. When it turns white, you can cut it open. When it's completely white, it's done. Beef, you can't see when it's done. You got to add a whole bunch of spices and ingredients to the beef. Chicken, you just put chicken and butter, and that's it. Nothing else. Some seasoning and some salt and some butter. And when it's done, it's done. Beef, like, you can cook so many different times. You can cook from 20 minutes to 40 minutes. You can cook beef. And you got to add a world of stuff to beef. Steak is easy when it's a thin steak, but Costco only sells the thick ass steaks, and that's really hard to tell when it's done. Especially it depends on the level of the heat. If you're doing it on low heat, generally after it heats up, everything should be on low heat, unless you're like burning stuff. Oh, that's enough oil, baby. Oh, this is gonna be so good. And this is a good little breakfast. Like I said, I got food. I might want to pump. I might just want to pump after breakfast. I know there'll be some eggs left over, hopefully. I got sliced ham in the fridge. Not a lot of food today. Mainly just chicken and potatoes in the fridge. And carrots. And I got some pizzas that I'm not going to burn. Frozen pizzas. And eggs. And then I might go to Starbucks, get food from there, or go to the hot dog store. But I'm so hungry. I didn't eat, like I said, I didn't eat anything yesterday. 1 cheese Danish, and then a piece of banana bread. Do we got more banana bread? Yeah. Piece of banana bread and some popcorn. And there's no protein there. Parsley. It's easy to tell when you forgot the seasoning because it doesn't look, it looks plain. Always gotta add some seasoning, not too much. That's the thing with seasoning. You add a little bit, it makes a world of difference. You add too much seasoning, it makes a world of difference. And I always add too much. That's probably blueberries. And like I said, I like my eggs runny, but still solid enough. You can make them really runny, but then that's not the best. I like it a little bit solid. Just when it becomes solid enough, and it's still a little bit runny, then I like it done. Like it's just about finished. In another 30 seconds, it'll be done. Like this. I think this is good. It was runny, but it's still just about solid. Put everything back except for your seasonings, your salt and your parsley. You might want more seasoning, might want more salt, pepper, so you keep that out on the table. Everything else goes back in the fridge. And I got blueberries. And then of course, you've got your what do you call it? You've got your toppings like ketchup, mustard, barbecue sauce, jam, honey. You got those toppings as well. Gonna turn off the air conditioning for a second. All right, let's see what we got. We gotta take a flick of it first. Of course, we're gonna put some blueberries on. Now, remember, another secret about cooking is you put on cold stuff on top. You don't gotta cook everything. So if you put on even tomatoes on pizza, now tomato sauce is good. Tomato sauce is good. Heat it up, but tomatoes, if you put cold tomatoes on pizza, that's a good time. That's a good time cold, because it's a fruit, right? Like I said, fruit's good cold as a topping or in a salad. Cold fruit salad. Holy shit, this is good. All right, let's see what we got. Let's see what we got. Blueberry fell. Amazing. Perfect on the salt, perfect on the oil. Cheesiness. Can taste that cheesiness. And this cheese tastes better when it's cooked. When it's melted, the cheese tastes better. Reminds me of Cartoon Network. We didn't have Cartoon Network in Canada, but we had it in Serbia. Courage the Cowardly Dog, Ed, Ed and Eddie, Powerpuff Girls, Johnny Bravo, Top Cat. Oh my god. Danger Mouse, Thunderbolts, Spider-Man. That was amazing. It was like those shows come on, Spider-Man, Thunderbolts, Danger Mouse, and then the XX rated content comes on the TV after that. Strange, you got Cartoon Network and then you got XX rated, or maybe it was different channels. I'm not certain. I don't know. But the shows were actually better. You were more looking forward to the shows. Thunderbolts, Spider-Man, Danger Mouse, and all the Cartoon Network shows. Holy, that was a good time. And then we had no phones. We had no smartphones. That was a good time. You go outside, you buy cevapi, you buy pleskavica, sausages and hamburger with the Luke and kaimak, sour cream, and an onion, tomato. Play soccer all day. Go to the movies. Go walk by the river. There's like a carnival and popcorn and everything. Play basketball all day. Watch Cartoon Network. Eat food. You got your iPod. You didn't have smartphones, but you had an iPod. Play offline games. And read a book. Read your book. Read your book. Fantasy book. That was a good time. That was the best of time. You got your pals, your homies, your opponents in the sports. And then you also got your grandpa who's watching soccer on TV. So you watch movies, you watch soccer. Play chess, play dominoes, play cards, so much cards. Multi-generational cards. You got the kids, the older kids, the women, the grandmas, the grandpas, the uncles, the parents. Always different opponents playing cards. You got your snacks. Yeah. You go on vacation, it's in Europe, so you got beaches everywhere, Mediterranean Sea, lakes, seas. When it's university, right? You don't have deliverables. You don't have a lab, project. All you have is the course material, which is all like online in the book. And then you take an exam. You take a midterm and an exam. That's it. That's your whole university. 2 tests. That's it. So all you do is hang out all day. They don't go to class. You just hang out all day and do 2 tests. And basically chilling out for 4 years. And it's free. So if they fail and they just repeat it again the next year, it's completely free. Post-secondary university. I was so afraid of failing here because I needed like 0.5% to pass the year. I was under the cutoff by 0.5%. And I was just going around pleading for marks to increase by 0.5%. Because people didn't want to give it to me. And it was like, if I failed the year, they're like, just do better. But that's not a bad thing. I would consider that. But to repeat the year, it's another $20,000, buddy. Another fucking $20,000. Why don't I just do better in the next year? Repeat $20,000. Whatever, 15,000, 13,000. Then you got all the textbooks and everything and the expenses, the whole other year. That's another 20K. Back in those days, that was 15 years ago, 14 years ago. Who knows how much it's cost now today. This is all that's left of my eggs. And the blueberries. That was a good time. I'm not going to work out. I'm too tired because, like I said, yesterday I was all day walking around. Literally the full day walking around. I went to so many places and drink my juice. It's a good time. That was good breakfast. Like I said, I hate eating because I can like bodybuilders eat every 2 hours, and that's exactly when I'm hungry. Every 2 hours, like no matter how much I eat, I stuff my face because I don't want to eat again for 6 hours. No matter how much I eat, in 2 hours I'm hungry again. In 2 hours I could eat. I can eat this much again in 2 hours. And I lost weight because I'm not eating that much. Lost size because I'm not eating that much. Like I was in 2025, I was way bigger, had more mass in 2025, and I've been working out like crazy since then. And I became smaller because it's the nutrition. It's the fucking nutrition. Don't gotta cook. Don't got a wife to bring me my food, bring me my medicine, bring me my water, go to the bathroom. So I'm literally lying down in bed and just getting smaller and smaller and smaller, and because I don't eat that much. Don't eat that much. Can't eat that much, bro. Look how small I am. Look, I'm tiny. I'm tiny. And used to be bigger. But eating at that size, I'm only 5'6" and 240 pounds. Now it's under 230 pounds. So it's got to the point where I just can't eat that much food. I gotta go get lab work done and my cholesterol, my blood sugar, all that's no, I don't really give a shit, bro. My blood pressure, that's the only thing that gets elevated for people with a lot of mass, blood pressure. But the diastolic, the resting blood pressure is normal. It's only the pumping blood pressure that's like fucking double, bro. Like the normal blood pressure is like 120/80, right? And my blood pressure is 160/80, 150/80, 170/80, 180/80. So still over 80. That's the resting blood pressure. But the pumping, you got when the heart pumps and when the heart rests. And when the heart pumps, that's when it spikes up to 160 plus. That's what you do when you're big. They say walking helps. So all bodybuilders go for walks and do cardio because that lowers blood pressure. So I do that, so that's good. Other than that, they take my blood. I take also my antipsychotics, which my mental health, my mood stabilizers, which have impacts on your blood profile, but it's medicine, and that's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. So I put my shirt on. Time to lie down on the couch, watch some streaming, sports. It's Friday, it's not a Saturday, it's not a Sunday. So there's no morning sports, there's no European sports that start at 3 p.m. Europe time, which is 9 a.m. Canada time. I live in the best time zone. Eastern time. East Coast, North America is the best time zone. Because Europe is 6 hours faster. So if it's, say, noon, right? Say it's noon in Toronto or New York. That's Eastern time, Toronto and New York. Noon in New York, 6 p.m. Europe. So whatever's happening in Europe, 6 p.m., 7 p.m., 8 p.m., 9 p.m., in between noon and 3 p.m. Canada time, you can witness all of it. All the sports, all the news, everything that goes on. So 6 hours behind Toronto and New York. Then you got your own stuff that happens, all right, Toronto and New York time. And then you have the West Coast of North America, which is Los Angeles and California and the entire West Coast. So all the sports and events and news that happens in the West happens 3 hours later than us. So that's for the late night. So for the morning, you get the Europe stuff. Then you get your own stuff at 5 p.m. Then you get your own sports at 7 p.m. Then when it's 10 p.m., like in Los Angeles, when it's 10 p.m., everyone goes to bed. Everyone goes to bed at 10 p.m. in Los Angeles because the world is over. Toronto, 10 p.m. is 7 p.m. Los Angeles time. So if you stay up late in Toronto, you watch all the Los Angeles games, all the Los Angeles content, all the Los Angeles news. 10 p.m. Toronto. 10 p.m. So till 1 a.m. Until 1 or 2 a.m. you still got primetime Los Angeles content. That's why Toronto and New York are the best time zones, because in LA it's 7 p.m. and you got nothing after. 10 p.m. you're done. You're the last on the line. You're the last on the line. So Los Angeles, you're done. You got nothing left. Everyone's asleep. Europe is asleep. New York is asleep. You're done. Toronto, you can see Europe, Toronto, and then you can see LA. Best time zone. And get this, it's also the time zone that the banks run at and the stock market operates in. The stock market operates in Wall Street, New York. New York time, Toronto time. So if you live on the West Coast, you got to get up at 4 a.m. to hit the 7 a.m. New York time. And if you live in Europe, you got to stay up till 4 a.m. to hit the New York time. But if you live in New York or Toronto, you get up 8:30 a.m., 9 a.m. and hit the stock market. That's some stuff I know. That's some stuff I picked up. All right, once again, here's the food. We're going to finish that later. Here's the blueberries, the juice. Going to refill my water bottle. The only difference is in the center, New York and LA, New York and Toronto, you don't have that much like lakes and oceans and whatever, but that's a good time because you don't got any catastrophic events. The weather is normal. You just got some cold. That's it. Snow. The LA has the Pacific Ocean. The Miami has the Atlantic Ocean. Europe has the oceans and the Mediterranean seas. But New York and Toronto, It's a workplace. It's a workplace. Cloudy skies, gray skies, snowy, cold, windy. Chicago also. And that's what it's about. That's what it's all about. 40-minute video. Good breakfast. Time to relax. Stay true. Be you. 1, 2, 3, 4. Kick your word. Keep it real.